Senators Dick Durbin and Chuck Grassley meeting with the president at the White House today. The top two lawmakers on the Senate Judiciary Committee sharing their thoughts on the Supreme Court vacancy. We have team coverage. NBC News senior White House correspondent Kelly O'Donnell's in Washington, and NBC News senior national political reporter Sahil Kapoor is on Capitol Hill. Kelly, the White House says the president invited Durbin and Grassley to get their advice about this opening. How did that meeting go?
Well, this is a critical step one of the president reaching out to senators who will play a key role in the process that takes a Supreme Court pick from nominee to confirmed justice. And so you can't overstate the role of the Judiciary Committee. And so to have the top Democrat and top Republican on that committee today to visit with the president and vice president to give some of their thoughts about how this should go forward. And believe me, they come with thoughts because senators take very seriously their views about who can get through the committee, what they're looking for. So this is a real positive forward step, a tangible step, going from us all learning about the vacancy to a real process now. So President Biden talked about what he's looking for as this moves forward.
The Constitution says advise and consent, advice and consent. And I'm serious when I say it, that I want the advice of the Senate as well as the consent, if we can arrive on who the nominee should be. What I'm looking for is a candidate with character, with the qualities of a judge in terms of being courteous to the folks before them and treating people with respect.
So that gives you a sense of where the president's thinking is about what he's looking for. Of course, it's a pretty broad definition, and we know there are roughly a dozen names that we have confirmed through our sources are in the president's consideration, and at this point that means bios of those women. All legal minds, scholars, and judges are available to the president. There will be more in the process of getting background materials about them, deciding which within that group should get interviews and so forth. There's a lot of work to come, and a team is being assembled to help with that. Allison?
Speaking of that team, Kelly, we're learning that former Alabama Senator Doug Jones will play a key role here as the Sherpa. Could you tell us about that?
Yes, so in our reporting today, we have learned that Doug Jones, who was himself a former U.S. attorney and then became senator in Alabama, a red state, and he is a popular Democrat in the party. He is someone who has been a part of the Senate, understands the process, understands the law, and we understand he will now be what is known as the Sherpa, that has a place in Tibetan culture and in Washington culture. And that means the person who will be sort of the escort, the guide, the helper to the eventual nominee, making the introductions to other senators, helping to explain the process, being a support. Now, Doug Jones will be the leader of that team, but in this White House, we're told to expect a larger team of support staff who will be sort of a pop-up shop within the White House to aid this nominee. They'll be doing things like prepping for confirmation, prepping for the meetings, prepping for meetings with the president, all the background vetting, which is intense work about their past writings, their financial documents, all of those sorts of things. In essence, preparing for political battle. Yeah. And so Doug Jones will lead that team. Allison?
Sahil, you're reporting that Durbin says several Republican senators are open to President Biden's Supreme Court pick. Who are those Republicans, and what else is Durbin saying about reaching across the aisle?
Well, as you can imagine, Dick Durbin did not name names, but he told reporters yesterday that his list of Republican prospects who are open to this choice is longer than we might think. He said he has been texting and calling and having conversations in person with Republican senators who he believes are going to be open to this. And we know just based on history and records who are the likeliest prospects to be open to this. There are only 3 Republican senators in the chamber who have supported more than half of President Biden's more than 40 confirmed judges through the Senate. That is Susan Collins of Maine, Lindsey Graham of South Carolina, and Lisa Murkowski of Alaska. Those are the 3 names that I suspect we'd be hearing the most about in terms of their willingness to cross party lines and vote for a judicial nominee picked by Biden. But it's far from clear right now. Durbin said after, or rather his office said after this meeting at the White House with Chuck Grassley, that he expects the process to be fair and timely. Democrats have a 50-50 margin in the Senate, not a lot of room for error here, but they have been rock solid behind President Biden's judicial nominees, unlike many of his legislative projects.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.